Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Create a Life You Love webinar. My name is Ann Walter, and I am honored to call in so that I can introduce Carmen. I'm also honored to work with her company, Live Well International. Okay, let's get right to it. If there's one universal goal, it's probably to create a life you love, right? And yet, for way too many people today, the idea of loving their work and their lifestyle, their relationships, or even their bodies sounds like a faraway dream. This webinar is about making that dream a reality, and I can't think of a better person to enlighten us about how to have it all than the woman who has done just that, Carmen Marshall. As an entrepreneur, health and prosperity coach, speaker, and author, Carmen has learned a lot about what it takes to create a life that's filled with vibrant health, solid wealth, and true purpose. What's more, she really walks the talk. She makes an incredible living doing what she loves. She helps thousands of people all over the world do what they love too. And somehow, she also has the time to travel, play, and enjoy a happy and healthy life in Bali, Miami, Australia, Europe, and wherever else the spirit moves her. You've taken time out of your busy life to join us, so I suspect you're looking for something more in your life, more vibrant health, more money, or perhaps a way to turn your passion for helping others into a career you love, or maybe all three. If any of those dreams sound like you, you're in for a treat. Thank you for joining us. Sit back and enjoy the next 60 minutes or so with the coolest woman I know, Carmen Marshall.
And thank you so much for that intro. Just absolutely beautiful. I'm just sitting here grinning. Thank you so much. And I'm super excited to actually go through this webinar with everyone. And I just really want to welcome everyone who's come to this webinar, wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is. And thank you for taking some time to spend with us. So I want to take you on quite a journey tonight, or today, wherever you are in the world. It'll be kind of a mini personal development course, so if you have a piece of paper and a pen handy, that would be fantastic. Because what we'll be going through is some of your dreams, maybe some of the things you've forgotten to dream about. We'll also be exploring your money and financial beliefs, as well as the power of having your own business, the concept of residual income, and explaining, if you've never heard of what that is, what it actually is. And then also different ways to create wealth, including the model that I've used, how it works, and how it could potentially work for you as well. But before we get started, I'd like to share a little bit about my background, because I think it's nice to know something of where I come from before I launch into a personal development course. So my journey started about 20 years ago when I was 24, so I'm now 44 years old, and I was fresh out of university, and I got my dream job overseas in Asia. So I don't know if any of you have done that as well. You work really hard, and then you get something that you think you really want, and then sometimes you find out it's not what you thought it was, and that's exactly what happened to me. About 6 months into it, I realized that this was definitely not my dream job, and I was working really hard to make someone else wealthy. And what I could see is that if I continued down this path, I would always be working for somebody else. And I also realized that there was only so much I could make if I was working for someone else, as well as there were only so many hours in a day. And I knew that this wouldn't lead me to financial freedom or time freedom to do the things that I really wanted to do in my life. So traveling, experiencing life, dancing, etc. What's really interesting, though, is fortunately I was reading a book at the time that said, if there are things in your life that you don't like, instead of complaining, why not ask really good questions like, if I really want to love what I do, have financial freedom, and the ability to experience life, how can I? Rather than just sitting and complaining about it and being miserable. So with those questions in my head, how could I actually have the things that I really would love to have? I started reading all types of success, financial, lifestyle, freedom books, and interestingly, they all said the same thing. You have to be in business for yourself. So they didn't say go invest in the stock market and go, do something to get rich quick. They actually said you have to be in business for yourself. You will never be financially free working for someone else either. So I thought, great, I'll buy a business, that makes sense. And that weekend, so remember at this point, I'm actually 25, so a year older. I opened up a newspaper and I discovered that due to not coming from a rich family or having saved very much at 25 years old, I could afford 2 businesses. And the 2 businesses were, number one, a dog wash, and the second one was a direct mail company. And neither sounded what I wanted to be doing for 8 hours a day, washing dogs or licking envelopes. Because the other thing that I really wanted is I wanted to love what I did on a day-to-day basis. So yes, I wanted to create financial freedom. And yes, I wanted to have time freedom to really experience life, but I wanted to have something that I love doing on a day-to-day basis. So still really wanting to own my own business, but not sure how it was going to happen at this point. We then moved to Australia, and a really good friend who knew I was looking for a business said, "Why don't you look at network marketing?" And I said back to him, there is no way that I will do network marketing. Isn't that like Amway and Herbalife and all those crazy quote unquote pyramid schemes? Well, my friend luckily had really, really thick skin, and he gently smiled at me and he said, "Carmen, what do you really know about network marketing?" And I had to admit, I actually knew absolutely nothing. I had some hazy idea from probably something that my parents had told me about, an uncle back in network marketing back in the 1950s. So obviously, my friend's comment really stopped me in my tracks because I realized I really didn't know anything about network marketing. But yet, and interestingly, I had really strong, uninformed opinions. So having realized that I was so strong in saying I would never do this, but actually I knew nothing about it, I said to my friend, "I can't promise that I'll join your company, but I trust you, so I'll at least sit down and I'll look at it with an open mind." Long story short, when I really looked at the network marketing business model, it was unlike anything I had ever seen. Ingenious, actually. What I really liked, and this is actually what got me started in the industry all these years ago, I could see that if I could help other people get what they wanted, what was most important to them, I would achieve the same thing. And that to me was one of the most beautiful conscious concepts that I'd ever seen in the business world. And it's not one that you really see that often. So I really got enamored with this idea. If I can actually provide value and help people get their own financial freedom, their own lifestyle freedom, do things that they love for their work, and then by helping others do that, that's what I'll get as well. I was like, wow, I'm in. So I got started with my friend's company in Australia. The product line was actually personal development courses and seminars that focused on defining your life purpose, manifestation, self-limiting beliefs, money beliefs. So during this time, for about 3 years, I learned more about personal growth, finances, business than all my years of university. And because I love fitness and nutrition, I was also teaching fitness and health coaching on the side. So I built up my business, this network marketing business, for 3 years across Australia, and I became the top income earner worldwide in this company at 27 years old. So as you can imagine, especially never coming from wealth from where I grew up, I was forever sold on this model of building wealth. So obviously network marketing is a financial freedom business model. However, and this actually changed everything. Something happened when I became the top income earner. The US owner flew over to meet me in Australia. And when I met him, for the first time, I realized we had completely different ethics. So I'd never met him because I was building in Australia and he was from the US. He wanted to change the product at this point to make more money. And I knew the only reason that I and my team had been so successful was because of the product integrity. And if the product was changed, there was no way I could believe in what I was doing. So I made one of the toughest decisions. I sold my company. And we then moved back to the US. I now had a much larger vision, though, for what I wanted to do in the world. And what I found in my life, and you may have found this as well, it's oftentimes when we have to make a really hard decision, and sometimes even when it's based on ethics and integrity, and it can seem like it's one of the most terrible things that could happen, what comes out of that is even bigger and better. And that's actually what happened. So what happened is, because of how I had built my business and also what I had been doing on the side, teaching health and fitness and manifestation and life coaching, I decided that I wanted to combine everything that I believed in and knew that created balance and happiness in life. So these 4 and 5 things, including purpose. So the wellness, obviously, the health and wellness, the prosperity, the purpose, the personal development, the tribe. And that's how Live Well International was born, as a way to incorporate everything under one roof, so that people weren't just focused on only financial freedom, or they weren't focused just on personal growth or just on health and fitness, but everything combined to really create a life they loved. So in a nutshell, Live Well is all about teaching, inspiring, and empowering others to create a life you love and a life that works in all those areas that I just mentioned. So all of these areas, not ever leaving one out, with no compromising of your purpose, your bliss, or your money. So that's what Live Well is about. And my 5 core beliefs coming from this, and you may resonate with these as well. Number 1, we all have passions and purposes that we're meant to do in this life. We should be able to love what we do for our work. And it's so funny that, we go to 9-to-5 jobs and we don't love what we're doing, and yet that's where we spend so much of our time. Money is good. Money, in fact, is amazing. You can give more to the world when you have time and financial freedom. I'm going to talk a lot this evening about money beliefs. Number 4, core belief for myself and Live Well as well, being a business owner, creating financial freedom, and having a solid residual income over time is one of the wisest things you can do now and for your future. And this is one of my favorite ones. Our health, our freedom, and our relationships should improve, not diminish, as we create wealth. And a lot of times we can have this negative belief that we don't want to create money because we can see some negative icons out there that perhaps have a lot of money, but they don't have health, they don't have good relationships. But what I really like to share with people is that you can have all of those. You can have also a really beautiful money flow into your life, which then you can use to make a bigger difference in the world. But one thing should not mean that you have any less in another area. So our health, our freedom, our relationships should improve, not diminish, as we create wealth. Now, what I've seen as I've been life coaching and building this business for the past 20 years, so Live Well obviously has a lot of years under its belt, what I've found with why people don't actually create a life they love is because of these 5 things. And they're the most common things I've seen throughout the years. Number 1, they give up on their dreams. And that actually usually happens pretty early out of college. Number 2, they have limiting money beliefs. And I mentioned a couple as just a moment ago. If we look at the world of the celebrities and the people who that are on the news that have a lot of money, we also know about their life that does not seem balanced. So the news is set up that way. We don't hear great stories of people who have money and are doing great things in the world. We hear the miserable stories of people who aren't that nice or maybe don't have that great of a life. And then we equate that as a reason why we don't believe that you can have money and also have a balanced, healthy, successful life as well. So what's in the news can set us up for limiting money beliefs and how we grew up. For me, it was really how I grew up. Number 3, we don't understand the power of being a business owner and the power of residual income. Another huge thing I've seen, we fail to incorporate health, purpose, and doing what you love along the way. We think that, I'll work really hard, and then when I have enough money, then I'll focus on my health, purpose, and doing what I love. And that actually pushes what you want away. And number 5, not having a vehicle, good mentors, or a support structure to actually be able to create a life you love in every area. So these are the things that we'll be addressing in this webinar as well. And whether or not you feel that Live Well is a way forward for you, at the end of this webinar, I want you to feel that there's enough information that you can take and you can use in your life, whatever you're doing, whether it's another business, whether it's following another dream, whether it's becoming involved with Live Well, but whatever it is, I hope this webinar in and above itself gives you enough value that you can use it in anywhere in your life. So let's get started. We're going to explore what your dreams are. We're going to explore financial awareness, money, and business beliefs, new ways of thinking about wealth creation, a business model designed to help you create a happy, healthy, prosperous, and purpose-filled life, not only now, but for your future, because we want it for the future, but we also want it right now, and a clear business and lifestyle path with Live Well Partners if our philosophy resonates with you. And you'll be able to see throughout this webinar if it does. So let's start with your dreams. So this is a really interesting place to start, and it's why if you have that paper and pen, this will come really handy. So what I want you to think of is where you are right now, not where you necessarily want to be, but be really truthful. Where do you stand right now in these areas on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being very low, 10 being really high. Now, it's not so that you are passing judgment on yourself or you're getting ticked off at yourself or feeling depressed. It's just to be really honest. No one else is going to see this, because once we can actually get very clear on where we are and shine the light on that, then we can move forward. So be as honest as you can. With the first one, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being very low, as I mentioned, 10 being very high, in your health? So how do you feel when you wake up first thing in the morning? Do you have lots of energy? Do you get sick often? Do you feel like you have energy at 4 o'clock? Do you feel healthy and vibrant? Do you feel sexy in your own skin, in your own body? How do you feel with your health right now? What about your freedom? And what I want you to be thinking of is not just financial freedom, but what about your time freedom, your creative freedom? And then rank yourself. What about living your dreams or even knowing what your dreams are? So do you really feel in this short life that we have, whatever it is, 80, 90, 100 years, that you're really living some of the things that you've been wanting to do with your life? What about your purpose? Do you know what your purpose is? And are you living your purpose? What about experiencing life? Do you have dreams of travel? Do you have dreams of taking a different dance class, of becoming a raw food chef? Whatever it is, becoming a yoga teacher, opening a dance studio, where are you in experiencing life, 1 to 10? Personal development, where are you in terms of, do you have enough time to take the courses that you want? Because as humans, we're like plants. We need to be continually growing, otherwise we stagnate and we die. And so we want to be doing the things that interest us, a painting class, a pottery class, whatever it is. So for you, where would you say you're on for personal development on a scale of 1 to 10? And finally, and this is really interesting, where would you rank yourself as having a supportive tribe of like-minded people around you that champion you and encourage you to do your best, rather than cutting you down all the time and saying, oh, you can't do that? So how do you feel about your quality of friendships and relationships? All right, let's dream a little bit bigger now. If you can write down, what are some of your dreams that you've always wanted to do? You know, some of my dreams were to live in many different countries around the world, which is something that I've been doing for the past 4 years now. And I also wanted to study different dance styles around the world. So write down a couple of your dreams and that maybe you've forgotten about that are really important to you. And this is another question that can keep you dreaming. What are you most passionate about? So cooking, being a coach, being a yoga teacher, travel, writing a book, what is it for you? And this is another question to help lubricate the creative juices. What would you do if time and money weren't a concern? If time and money absolutely were not a concern at all, what would you be doing with your time? Okay, so this is really why these questions are so important. Is this is our life, and we don't want to be 80, 90, 100 and look back and feel like there's so many things that we didn't do. And life goes by really quick. Even at 44, I feel like, oh my goodness, there's so much I want to do in my life. And this is that we have to take responsibility for our life. To me, wealth is not just financial freedom. Okay, financial freedom really eases the burden with so many things. But to me, the true definition of wealth is freely living my purpose. Now, you might have a different definition of wealth, and I'm going to give a few more definitions in a moment, but you want to think, what does being wealthy mean to you? And I also would say it means being wealthy not only with financial freedom, but also with our relationships, our health, everything else that we talked about. So it's not just financial freedom, it's feeling wealthy in all areas of our life so we can have a healthy, balanced, beautiful life. And have you ever thought, and this was the thought when I was working in that job I thought was my dream job after college, have you ever thought the same thoughts? I would love to have a way to create financial freedom, move me towards living my dreams and enjoying what I do on a day-to-day basis. Have you ever had those thoughts? So this was really what I was thinking when I was 27. Wouldn't it be amazing if I could have my own business that I absolutely love doing, if it helped me create financial freedom, and if it moved me towards my dreams? That's really what I was looking for. And I love what Holsti Manifesto says, this is my life, this is your life. If I don't like something in my life, it's up to me to change it. No one is going to come rescue me. So someone can give me an idea, but I actually have to move on it. All right, so hopefully that's helped you dream a little bit more, and also to start to have the spark of, you know, there might be a different way of living and creating my life. Let's move on to financial awareness and money beliefs. That's the next big section. All right, so with financial reality, it's really good sometimes just to do a reality check. So most people in the world are living paycheck to paycheck, so not very fun. A mere 3% annual rise in prices will double the cost of everything. within 24 years. Many people work 4 to 6 months a year to pay taxes. So this is especially common in North America. It's not until July that we actually get to save that money or use it. Everything else has gone to taxes, which is pretty scary. And another reason to have your own business is so much of just how you live, like your cell phone, your restaurants, your entertainment, your part of your car, so many things you can write off as a legitimate tax deduction because you have your own business. So that alone is a reason to have your own business, just to lower your taxes. Huge. Do you have enough quality time for yourself, your friends, and family? And can you afford the lifestyle that you want? Okay, which also means just having complete freedom. So now let's look at money beliefs. So these were financial reality. Now let's look at money beliefs that may be impeding you from creating wealth. So have you ever heard this in your mind? And I'll tell you the ones that go through my head when I was younger and that I really worked on when I was between 27 and 28. So some of the most common ones are save for a rainy day, rich bitch, work hard to make money. That was one of mine, that you have to work really hard to make money. Money doesn't grow on trees. I remember hearing that all the time as I was a kid. I can't really do what I love and create wealth. We can't afford it. Money is the root of all evil. Money and being spiritual don't go together. I hear that a lot in Bali. Rich get richer and poor get poorer. There's not enough money and wealthy people are greedy. So just check in if any of these are things that you hear or something that you've heard when you were younger, because these are the things that can actually impede us from creating our own wealth. And one of the biggest things, as I mentioned before, is not having very many good role models in the media of people who are wealthy and who are good people as well. So somehow it gets stuck in our brain that wealth equals not a good person. The key point here is money is neutral. Money is just energy. It's the ethics of the person that determines if money is good or bad. And I always love this analogy that I heard when I was 27 as well. If someone were to win the lottery and they won $1 million, and let's say that they were, before they won it, they were just not a nice person. They were kind of an asshole. Excuse my language. If they won $1 million in the lottery, what would happen is they would just become more of an asshole, more of not so nice of a person. But if a really beautiful giving person wins $1 million, they actually are just more of that. So they're going to give money to their family. They're going to probably invest it in charities. They're going to create a business model. They're going to do really beautiful things with the money, because it's not the money that's the issue. Money is just energy. It's the ethics of the person that determines if money is good or bad. And I know if you're on this webinar, because you've been attracted to it and like attracts like, you're the kind of person that would want to create wealth and do really amazing things in the world. So this really freed me up with thinking that money was bad, when I really realized it's just energy and it's the ethics of the person that determines if money is put to good use or to negative use. So redefining wealth. Wealth is the ability to fully experience life, by a very famous person who kind of knows this stuff. Wealth is not his that has it, but his that enjoys it. So this really speaks to having wealth in our health, as well as our relationships, as well as financial freedom. And then I love this Spanish saying, which in English means health, money, love, and the time to enjoy them. So some beautiful ways to really define wealth. And again, how I really define wealth is really having freedom, having choice, and having wealth in all the areas that I'm talking about. So that at never any point is our health suffering, is our relationship suffering, that we're really looking at it as a balanced picture. Okay, so let's look at business beliefs. So you may or may not have heard of this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, but it's actually, which is really fascinating, the #1 personal finance book of all times. And the reason why, even to this day, so #1 personal finance book of all times, pretty amazing, is because he really challenged traditional beliefs. So Robert Kiyosaki, you may or may not know, he's an entrepreneur and a wealth educator, and he's also a huge advocate of network marketing. The 3 concepts that he really challenged in the area of wealth was assets versus liabilities, why be a business owner, and a simple wealth equation that is actually easier than you think to becoming wealthy. So let's look at all 3 very quickly. #1, assets and liabilities. So an asset is something that puts money in your pocket. A liability, which you probably know, is something that takes money out of your pocket. So it makes common sense. But the next thing may or may not actually have been intuitive. So when we look at assets, this seems pretty, we would know like a salary is an asset, an hourly rate, royalties, rental property, interest, business income, etc. But what we may not realize is that liabilities are all these things on the right-hand side. So your home, mortgage or rent, car, entertainment, education, food and dining, house bills, vacation traveling, loans, insurance. So the right side is a lot bigger than the left side. And it's a lot of the things that we might not have even realized that are liabilities. So we can think of a home, unless we own it outright, that it would be an asset, but it's actually a liability because we're paying mortgage or we're paying rent. A car is a liability unless we own it outright because we're paying our monthly car payments. Okay, so this is huge to realize what assets actually are and what liabilities are. Number two, he really challenged why being a business owner, and you should, and he shows this here. So this is called his cash flow quadrant, and you've got employee on the left, business owner on the right, self-employed, and then investor. And what he showed is that 95% of people are over on this side, so the employee and the self-employed. And let me explain the difference. An employee is someone who works for someone else, obviously. A self-employed person is someone maybe like a massage therapist who has their own business or a personal trainer, but they're paid by the hour that they work, and if they don't work in their business, then they're not going to make money. So they're not working for anyone else, but unless they're actually on the job working, like a personal trainer that has their own business or a massage therapist, they're not going to make money. A business owner is someone who has a business that even if he is not working in it, the business is still making money. So I just want to make the difference between self-employed and business owner. So 95% of people are over here on the left-hand side. 95% of the wealth is over here on this side. So this kind of tells you you want to be a business owner, and then you want to take that money and invest it. Okay, so really crucial. You don't want to be an employee and you don't want to be self-employed. You want to be, let me just show you this. You want to be a business owner and an investor because that's where 95% of the wealth is. Okay, finally, and this equation is super exciting too. So this simple wealth equation is that your residual income, you want to be greater than your expenses. So will sink in as I explain it a little bit more. So first of all, what is residual income? Because you may or may not have heard of that term. So residual income is when you do the work once and you get paid over and over and over. So how do you actually do this? You can do it through many different ways. Okay, you can do it through music royalties, if you can write songs. You can do it through books, if you can write books. You can do it through rental properties as well. And then finally, you can do it through network marketing through consumable products. And what I mean by that is network marketing, if you have a really good product that makes a true, tangible difference in people's lives, they will continue to order it over and over. You did the sale one time, you explain the value of it. If it's a good product, they'll keep ordering it over and over, and you only had to do the sale or do the work one time. Okay, so keep this concept in your mind because we'll circle back to it. But I really wanted to explain what residual income is. You do the work once. Okay, so it's like someone might write a song and then they get paid every time it gets played. Someone might write a book and they get paid every time it gets sold. So these are different ways that you can create residual income. It doesn't mean that you have to keep doing the work over and over to get paid like a personal trainer or a massage therapist. Okay, so let's go back to this, the simple wealth equation. Your residual income, so which comes in because you've already done the work, so you don't have to be in the business working, is greater than your expenses. And this is what's so neat. And if you can, tonight or tomorrow or on the weekend, write down and track all of your expenses for a month without judgment. Understand how much residual income that you did the work once but still comes in, that you need to generate to be greater than your expenses every month. And that is going to be how, actually, let me just pull this up again. That will be how you can create wealth. And it actually is sooner than you think. If you get really clear on how much you spend every month and how much you need to make so that it's coming in without you having to do the work, residual income, then you are financially free forever. And it doesn't mean having $1 million in the bank, because having $1 million in the bank is going to take you however long to make and then however long to save. Okay, so this is where it gets really exciting. It's not as hard as you think. So again, do this because it will be so freeing to know exactly how much do you need to cover your expenses through residual income every single month. Okay, so to further explain this, because I really want you to understand the concept of residual income, because this is what the wealthy understand. So there are different types of income, and they all have challenges and benefits. So an earned income is your salary or your hourly rate. And the not so great thing about that is you can only get paid so much per hour, and you can only work so many hours in the day. So this is why it's very hard, well, impossible really, to become wealthy on an earned income, unless you're making, 500,000 per year plus. Okay, there's otherwise it's just going to take way too long, and you can only work so many hours. Portfolio income is stocks, so that's income from stocks and bonds. The downside to that is obviously the stock market can be very, very volatile. So that's not where I want to create my wealth. It's where I will take a portion of my wealth and I will invest, but I won't create my wealth there because it's so volatile. And I definitely won't put all my wealth there. Royalty income, songs, books, trademarks, inventions. So again, for me, I wasn't a songwriter, I hadn't written a book, I didn't invent anything. So for me, this wasn't really an option, but it is an option for creating a different way for creating income. And then residual income, income from a property or a business, such as a franchise that you own, but someone else runs, or a network marketing business. And again, we're going to be covering what network marketing is, but this has been, for me, the way that created amazing wealth, incredible wealth, but also enabled me to help others do the same thing, which created residual income, which then people could create enough residual income to be greater than their monthly expenses. And that's what creates not only financial freedom, but time freedom as well. So what is network marketing? We've talked a little bit about it, but I really want to break it down. So network marketing is simply a distribution model. So you may or may not have opinions on it. You might not have strong opinions that I had when I was 27. But when I really sat down and researched it, after I said, okay, I'm going to have an open mind, what I discovered, there's only 5 ways to distribute product. And a lot of them we don't even really use anymore. But we have the 5 ways are storefront, so that still exists. Direct mail, which isn't really used that much anymore. Telemarketing, which also isn't used that much anymore. Internet, which is huge. And network marketing, which is massive as well. So storefront is it's still there. Direct mail, telemarketing, not really. Internet, huge, and network marketing, huge. Network marketing or direct sales is an umbrella, and underneath of it, there's many different forms. So essentially, network marketing is word of mouth marketing. So you like something and you tell someone else. Okay, so like AT&T, IBM, so many companies, Amazon, they all have network marketing divisions of or direct sales divisions of their company, and it's anywhere where they're using you to tell your friends, and you get a commission or you get a referral fee, etc. That's all under the network marketing umbrella, word of mouth marketing, which is the best kind. Companies know that rather if they just write an ad, it's much better if they get you to recommend a service because you love it, and then they pay you for that because your friends are more likely to listen to you than some celebrity talking on an advertisement. So it really works. I'm going to show you the stats for network marketing. That's why so many companies are taking whole divisions into direct selling. And I just mentioned a few, but AT&T, IBM, etc. So another term for it could be affiliate, associate, or referral marketing. Another term is multi-level marketing, MLM, and another term is binary. So there's many, like Marie Forleo, B School, she does a lot of what they call affiliate or associate marketing. So her course is 2,000. And then if you affiliate market it, you get 1,000 of that. And Marie's very smart. She knows that is a network marketing model is just brilliant because she has people that love her courses. They're going out and sharing it because they believe in it, but they're also being rewarded for that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about more about network marketing so you can understand it as well at a little deeper level. So the other reason why network marketing works so well is as a distribution model, it eliminates the middleman. And then this brings down the cost of the product so you can get a really high quality product at a very affordable price. So just to give you an example, this laptop that I'm doing the webinar from probably cost me $2,500. So it's an Apple laptop. It probably cost maybe $100, maybe. But because of all the middlemen, so you've got the storefronts, you've got the advertisement, you've got the retail stores, you've got the online stores, you've got also the the people who legitimately, the resellers, there's so many middlemen that then takes, and plus obviously the company making profits, which they should, it takes something that would be the cost of $100 and then you you sell it for $2,500 because you have so many people to pay in the middle. Network marketing eliminates that middleman. The company produces the product, you share it, and it goes directly to the consumer, and that's it. There's no advertising, there's no retail shops, there's no middlemen, there's no resellers. So it really takes out all that money that you have to pay a zillion people. Then you get a better quality product, and the consumer has to pay less, and the person that's referring it also gets a commission. So brilliant. The other thing is the company produces the product and provides all the customer service and delivers the product. So I don't know if any of you have ever considered doing your own business. So where you would, maybe design clothing. So then you have to find the clothing, you have to find the people who would make it, then you have to distribute it, you have to get it to the customer. Then if the customer wants a different color, you have to send out another color. So it's really complicated. What's really nice in network marketing, they do all of that. All that you need to focus on is actually sharing something that you personally love, and it's within integrity. And this is why it goes back to why the product is so important. If it's not a good product and it's something that you don't believe in, then that shouldn't be the network marketing company that you choose. It has to be something that you absolutely love. I'm going to talk about that in a second. The independent sales force, so you and I are the ones that bring the product to the market, okay, to the consumer for a commission. So the company is going to be paying you rather than paying a celebrity or all the middlemen. So this is why it's such a brilliant concept. Fortune magazine has called network marketing the best kept secret in the business world. Warren Buffett, who has, I think, 6 network marketing companies in his portfolio, dollar for dollar, it's the best investment I've ever made. And Warren Buffett is someone that I would definitely listen to, has a lot of integrity as well. Dr. Stephen Covey, it's become undeniable that network marketing is a viable way to entrepreneurship and independence for millions of people. And I really, really think highly of Dr. Covey as well. He wrote The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And then Dr. Christiana Northrup, who's one of my most favorite holistic woman doctors, an ideal vehicle through which to teach the laws of prosperity in real life. And I wanted to show you these stats because this is where you can really see that not only is the internet a great way for making money, and with Live Well, a lot of what we do, at least 60% is online, which is brilliant, but also that network marketing has really taken off. So both internet and network marketing as ways of distributing products are really where it's at, even more so than retail stores. So just to show you some stats back from 2012. So just to give you perspective, the NFL made $9.5 billion, the music industry made $16.5 billion, the video gaming industry made $67 billion, the movie industry, which is huge, $80 billion, organic products, which I love, $91 billion, and the network marketing, $167 billion. So even I would have thought that organic products or even the movie industry, even the NFL might be bigger than network marketing, but network marketing is bigger than that. So I just really have to, when you're looking for a business, keep 2 things really, well, actually 3 things: internet, network marketing, and the product has to be amazing. You never want to go with a company that is just all about the money because, again, the product is the most important thing. If it is something good and it's something that makes a tangible difference, people will keep reordering, and that's what sets up residual income. All right, the final 2 points on this: network marketing companies share their sales with their distributors because those are the ones that are growing the company. So $65 billion in 2012. What percent do other industries share with you? None, or very little for sharing, selling their products. Okay, so like AT&T might give a small referral fee, but it's so tiny you could never become financially free on that. Okay, but network marketing you can. All right, so another reason why network marketing has taken off so hugely in the world is it uses the 3 keys to creating wealth. Number 1, being a business owner. Number 2, residual income. And number 3, leverage. And I haven't talked about this yet, but leverage is where it's not just you building the business. And John Paul Getty, who's another famous entrepreneur and wealth creator, he has this famous quote that says, "I'd rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people rather than 100% of my own efforts." And this is with network marketing. It's not just you in your little office, you're actually working with a team. So instead of you having to, let's say, pick up 100 chairs in a room, once say we're all together at a seminar, with you and your team, there's 10 of you, you each pick up 10. And it makes it so much easier for everyone, and it's a lot more fun. Okay, so we don't want to be doing something that takes us so much effort, just ourselves. Not only is it harder, it's only us that benefits, But if you work with your team for leverage, it's a lot more fun and more people benefit. All right, and then one final thing I want to show about direct selling or network marketing versus income growth potential traditionally. If you look at this graph, we've got direct selling, which is the red line, and then we've got the traditional job. So if we look at 5 years in a traditional job, so and we're looking at this in terms of amount of money. So typically you might start off, let's say at 48,000, you might get to 65,000 in an average job. Okay, which is, you know, what most people, unless you're skilled, then you might be making 150,000 over 5 years. But if you look at network marketing, by year 5, traditionally you can do more than, for the same amount of time, you're way over 200,000. Okay, and this is for people who would only maybe be making 65,000. Maybe they might be making 150, maybe, but you can make much more and continue in network marketing. So really huge. And you also want to be thinking of your team as well. You're giving them such a great opportunity. So my approach for creating wealth, which I'm so glad I started and then went with it, I followed Robert Kiyosaki's advice, joined a network marketing company, but I also really took my time. So remember, I sold my network marketing company and then moved back to the States. I researched over 73 companies for 1.5 years to find the best network marketing company out there. Now, my philosophical requirements, you've probably got a sense of, because that's why I spent so much time in the beginning. The company needed to fit my business model of teaching wellness, prosperity, purpose, personal development, and tribe. I was really clear on that. It also had to fit my mission of living and empowering others to create a life they loved and a life that worked. Okay, so it had to be a business model that would teach these things, and then also I could be living it myself and empowering other people to live it as well. The business requirements were it had to have the best product in its category. The company had to be ethical. They had to have a long-range plan, so not a get-rich-quick scheme. That was really important to me. Number 3, compensation plan had to be fair for the average person and lucrative for the high achiever. The industry had to be one that was expanding and the timing had to be right. And it also had to be low to no risk, because I would be bringing people and sometimes friends or other people that I would be meeting, and I wanted to know that I wasn't causing them any risk. So that was huge too. I wanted to be able to sleep at night, love what I did, and always feel that I was within integrity. And I'm sure you feel the same way too, because again, if you've been attracted to this webinar, you probably have a similar desire to do what you love, but also do it from integrity. So USANA was the company that I chose, and they won hands down. So because I don't want this webinar too long, we will give you little videos that you can find out more about USANA and the founder, but I want to give you a really quick Cliff Note version of USANA Health Sciences. So USANA is one of the world's leading companies in the field of health and nutrition, which is one of the biggest industries right now, not only because of the baby boomers, but because everyone is focused on health, because we know we need to, because the world has gotten into a really unhealthy place. So this is one of the largest industries. It's founded not by a salesperson or an entrepreneur, but cell expert, Dr. Myron Wentz, who is one of the people who knows the most about how to get your cells healthy at the cellular level, so then the body can take care of itself. So not again waiting till we get sick, but actually going to the foundation of creating cell health in the beginning in a very balanced, non-hypey, scientifically proven, holistic way. Our products are ranked #1, natural health products worldwide. They're actually manufactured to pharmaceutical grade, so not just food grade like most supplements. And they're recommended by top medical doctors. And this is another really great reason, they're used by more athletes than any other company. Right now we have over 700 plus elite athletes, 497 Olympians, 122 Olympic gold medalists, 16 world titles. And you might be wondering, well, why is that? Well, we're the only company still to this day, and USANA launched, we're a 21-year-old company. So it's amazing. I can't believe no other company has done this, but we actually guarantee athletes, if you were ever to test positive for a stimulant, we'll give you $1 million. And no other company does that. And athletes are very worried about taking a supplement and then maybe testing positive for something. So we guarantee them that they won't. Now, we may not be an Olympic athlete, I'm not, but I want that same guarantee that whatever's on the label is actually in there, that they're nutritionals that I can trust, that the potency is right, that the combination is right. USANA's never had a product or recall, they've never had a lawsuit against a product in 21 years, and that's unheard of. There are even some companies that I really, really like, but they've, over the past couple of years, they've had products recalled because the rice protein has been contaminated. Other ingredients have been contaminated. And these were companies that I actually liked. USANA has never had that in the 21 years it's been in business, which is unheard of. So products you can really trust. We're very specific. We don't have a ton of products. They're very specific on cell health, so getting the cells healthy so the cells can take care of the body. The nutritional supplements are the most famous worldwide. They're low glycemic healthy foods, so protein, Nutrimills, nutrition bars, etc. Very, very, and all certified low glycemic. And then their hair, skin, and body line, which you may or may not think, oh, why in the world would they do that? But our skin is our largest organ in our body, and it's made up of a lot of cells. So whatever we put onto our outside of our body goes into our cells. And Dr. Wentz, about 7 years ago, was looking at what people were putting on their skin, their hair, brushing their teeth with, realizing that we need to get healthy products onto our body and not putting anything with parabens or chemical preservatives. So their skin line is really famous as well. So these are the three really honed in and where we get so many accolades on 3 product lines that really affect cell health so that we can work with eliminating all the degenerative diseases out there. So you've got cancer, diabetes, osteoporosis. What else do we have? Obviously obesity. There's actually 9 degenerative diseases out there that if you look at anyone that's 65 or above, they will have 1 or 2 of those diseases. So we really want to focus on getting people healthy, but again, not with a quick fix or something that's hypey, but really going underneath to how can we get the cell healthy? And then the cell can take care of the body. So a couple of USANA unique selling points. The founder is Dr. Myron Wentz, and we can send you a video on him. I don't have time to go into his background, but he's probably one of the most important things because he's not a salesperson. He's not an entrepreneur. He's a famous cell expert that knows the most about the cell probably in anyone in the world. USANA is also publicly traded. Okay, so this is huge. So they're publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. Check out the stock. It's gone out the roof in the past like 7 years. It's crazy. It's the #1 ranked network marketing company with the highest percentage payout to distributors of all public reporting and profitable companies. Pretty amazing. And Dr. Oz has partnered with USANA and Dr. Wentz for their collective vision of health for the world. And many of you probably have seen the Dr. Oz show over the last 5 months. He always features a USANA product. So that's pretty amazing. You've got 2 really strong leaders in making a difference in health in the world who have come together. And that's huge. Obviously, Dr. Oz would never promote a nutritional company or a network marketing company if he didn't utterly believe in it and put his name to it. There's a lot of companies, that try to say Dr. Oz puts their name to it, but Dr. Oz actually has, and we're, obviously on his show, we're a trusted partner, etc. So pretty neat. I'm not going to go through this. Again, we have so many accolades, so many third-party recommendations for our products, which is really important. We continually win Best of State Dietary Supplement. We're the #1 supplement in the Nutritional Supplement Guide that looks at supplements in North America, over 500 of them that ranks them. Dr. Wentz wrote The Healthy Home, which made it to #2 on the New York Sellers Best Selling list. In terms of Best Place to Work, Best Manufacturing Award, we continue to win awards, which is just amazing. But it all goes to speak to the congruency and the integrity of the company that is really concerned of getting the best product out there and continually evolving. All right, so Dr. Myron obviously is, this to me was so important, to find someone who had so much integrity and a really big vision in the world. And it wasn't just about making money, it was actually making a difference. So Dr. Wentz obviously has a huge health vision, but also he was independently wealthy from what he had done in the past with how he changed the face of Western medicine. So he actually doesn't take an income like a salary from USANA. He does have stock options, but he's already independently wealthy. But what he did want to do is he wanted to create a system where people who believed in this product and where it was making a difference in their lives could actually have a really good financial income from it. Because he also knows that financial income is linked to our health. When we don't have financial freedom and we're worried about money, that hugely impacts our health. So he's also on a mission to help people have more financial freedom, health freedom and financial freedom as well. All right, and this is USANA's, their mantra, which flows very well into LiveWell, obviously. So another reason why I chose USANA. So USANA, one hands down, I partnered with USANA in 2003. So LiveWell has obviously been going for quite a while. So they're my product and my business partner of choice. Obviously, LiveWell is created around, like I took my concept and used USANA's products. We now have LiveWell partners in 8 countries, and our mission is to live, inspire, and empower people to create a life you love and a life that works from our own example, and then help other people do it as well. So how does this all fit together? So we've talked about the 5 concepts of LiveWell, and then obviously the network marketing company that I partnered with. How does this all fit together? Well, at LiveWell, because one of the 5 petals is wellness, and of course, USANA as a company is totally focused on health. Health is our priority, and our product and our business partner is USANA, whose very mission is health. So this really works great for health coaches, life coaches, etc. Doctors, chiropractors, alternative practitioners, anyone in the wellness industry. Health is our business, so we get to live, teach, and embody wellness. So pretty cool. I absolutely love this because I have to be healthy since this is my business. And at 44, I feel healthier today than when I was 27. And I really believe it's because I love what I do, and also the really incredible programs and products that we teach people about and that we use ourselves. Number 2 for our petal is prosperity. So we really focus on creating wealth. We use the 3 keys to financial freedom. And we also help everyone develop a prosperity conscious mindset, which also includes a lot of contribution in the world as well. Then I'm going to go over to one of the further over petals, personal development or growth. We do a lot of online and live training. So obviously within LiveWell, with the health and business training, we have online training website. We have monthly training webinars. We have a LiveWell partner forum that's open 24/7. And then you also get one-on-one mentorship. Then we also do live events. USANA has an international convention every year that all the LiveWell partners go to. And then we also do workshops and retreats around the world, Canada, America, Bali, Australia, just all around the world as well. So if you love travel, there's lots of opportunity to do that too. We also put a huge focus on living our purpose and our dreams. So that's huge. That's part of the LiveWell philosophy. And then finally, working with your LiveWell tribe, so your other LiveWell partners. Because remember I said we have LiveWell partners in 8 countries. And we become the 5 people that we hang out the most with. This is where you can be in business for yourself, but not by yourself, and you get to really connect with a supportive, non-competitive team. And we learn from each other. So for example, our LiveWell Forum, we have coaches from Belgium, from Australia, from Canada, America, Mexico. We're all helping each other with how to market, how to build our business. And we really believe in the concept of all ships rise on a rising tide. And we help each other. We're not in competition with each other. It's one of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen. And a lot of LiveWell partners say that we've never experienced this before. Like, people are actually like wanting to help me and not just help themselves. This is amazing. So we meet daily in our forum if we want, monthly online we have a monthly webinar, and then in person 1 to 2 times per year. All right, so at this point, hopefully we've given you a lot of things to think of in terms of personal development, a lot of things to think in terms of a business model, but now let's talk about the nitty-gritty. Because if you're anything like me, you might be like, well, this sounds great, but how do I get started? What do I do? How much does it cost? And will I get trained and will I get mentored? So will I actually, you talk about the supportive team, will I actually have that? So let's go through this really quickly. So getting started is really easy. There's just 4 steps. You purchase a USANA starter kit and business pack, and I'll go through the cost for that. You purchase 100 or 200 points monthly, your own health products, because again, we can't be marketing something that we don't believe in. So I talked about this before, that there's no way that you would want to be involved with a company that you didn't utterly believe in. So we have to be way shores of being healthy and being on a journey ourselves. It's hugely, hugely important. Commit to learning and being coachable. And then share the message of health, wealth, and creating a life you love with any or all of our LiveWell systems. We have so many beautiful systems that I've created throughout the years that you get to use, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So it's kind of like you're buying a franchise with systems, but you don't have to pay a franchise price. Our market, who will you market to? So lots of people. Number 1, people who want to be healthier. They might have weight loss or health concerns. That's about 50% of our target market. The other 50%, they want to go from good to great. Number 2, wellness practitioners, anyone within the wellness industry. So chiropractors, nutritionists, massage therapists, life coaches, health coaches. That's just huge. The wellness practitioner arena, golfers, dance teachers, yoga studios. There's just so many. And then thirdly, women and men who want to create a life they love, in health, prosperity, purpose, growth, personal development, and tribe. So everyone, there's probably not a person that this couldn't benefit, but of course this has to resonate with the individual. So how do I share? Work with us. We're here to mentor you. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. I've been creating systems and using them worldwide for so many years, and they're what have enabled me to love what I do and create, obviously, the wealth through this business. So we have this Create a Life You Love webinar that you're listening to that you can use. We have our Sexy Fit Nutrition Challenge, which you may or may not have seen, but it's a 5-week lifestyle online program to help people completely change their health. We have our Sexy Fit license and your own Sexy Fit website, which is customizable. You have your customizable USANA retail website. You have an amazing USANA True Health Assessment that's free as well, where someone can sit down and on their iPad or on their phone or on their computer, do a health assessment, and it tells them what USANA products would be perfect for them. And then we also have workshop and seminar systems. If you're more an educator, you could do like a nutrition seminar, and then that can enable people to order the products and get started in the lifestyle. And we've created all of those for you. You never have to reinvent the wheel. Oops, and let me say one more thing. You can also do this all online or in person. We used to do this all in person, and then about 5 years ago, actually it's more like 6 years ago, I took everything online, and so this enabled me to live around the world and build this business. So you can, all of our systems are designed to do online or in person, whatever you prefer. All right, so the final nitty gritty, how much does it cost for my business? I'm going to show you this in US dollars, both the initial costs and the ongoing costs, because I like you to know everything so there's no surprises. So initial costs in US dollars, you purchase a business starter kit from USANA, which is $30 basically. Then you choose the business package that will suit you in terms of what your budget is, and then also where you want to head with this. So basic packs run between $250 and $600 US, and talk to the person who brought you to this webinar to see what your goals are and what would fit your budget. I really recommend the customized 3 business center pack. The reason being, it's only $700 US dollars. It's the best value because you get all the products that we want you to, so you can really get a product experience, but you also get a $300 convention ticket for free. And you also get $300 worth of online, your Business Maximizer, your USANA website for free. Okay, so you actually get $600 free stuff, and you're only paying $700 worth of product. So it's the best one, but again, talk to the person who brought you here because they can figure out with you what's best for your situation. And there's always something, because USANA is really good at finding how can we help anyone who wants to be involved to be involved. Your Sexy Fit license, so you actually get a Sexy Fit license and your own website, which is fully customizable, is only $199 per year. If you were to do this on your own, it would cost you 10 grand. That's what it cost me to get the websites up for a Sexy Fit website, and plus all the hours of developing the content. Plus, just to make it secure, you have to pay $199 per year just to make it secure. So you get all of that. So what would have cost you probably, $10,000 plus $199 to make it secure, plus all your time and hours, you get it for $199 per year. Why I do that is I know that if I can give you a tool that helps you be successful in this is what helps make me money because I'm helping you be successful. So really brilliant how this works. Ongoing costs, your monthly health products are $130 per month if you want to make 10% commissions, or $260 per month if you want to make 20%. Your ongoing, what we call your auto order, never has to go higher than that, no matter how much money you make. So pretty incredible. I used to sell franchises years ago, and the more money you made, the more you had to give the franchisee owner. Okay, so with USANA, it's not that. It's one of 2, and it never has to go higher than that. And then all of the Live Well training, all of the back office for your Live Well, the mentorship, the webinars, the Facebook forum is all free. And again, that's because I know if I can help you be successful, that makes everyone more money. All right, so finally, the last question, and I've gone through all of my prerequisites. The final question is, what's the risk? Because remember, I wanted to make sure that this wasn't risky for people. There is actually no risk. And why that is, the worst thing that could happen even after a year, if you made no money, which would be impossible because you're going to have your mentor helping you make money because that's how they make money, and their mentor as well. But the worst thing, let's say you did nothing. You bought your business package, you sat on your couch for a whole year, did nothing. The worst thing that would happen is you'd get healthy. Well, you can't sit on your couch then, you need to be exercising. But you'd feel great, you'd hang out with an incredible team and have lots of fun. So there's really no risk because you get so much business training that could help you in any area of your life. And at the end of the year, you might be like, okay, this isn't for me, but you would still have so many benefits. But there's also a 30-day money-back guarantee. So let's say you didn't like the products, you can send it back for a full money refund, which I think is something really good that USANA has. But I can literally guarantee you that you will love the products, because one of the reasons I chose USANA was because the products were so phenomenal. Because that's the only way that you can build a business that will go on and on and on and have people continue to order product. Again, the product is first, even before the money. If the product is good, or you have good systems, you have a company that has a lot of integrity, the money will come. The best thing that can happen is actually your life. So questions to ponder. Is it time to increase your time freedom, your financial freedom, your health, your personal growth? Is it time to make a change? I love Tony Robbins saying that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So if you want your life to be different in 2 to 5 years, then we have to do something different. And that's what I really realized when I was 27, and I'm so glad. And where do you want to be in 5 years? If you worked with us in 5 years, you would be in a completely different place. And remember, the only way that we're successful is to help you be successful. And that's the way it should be. You know, you should never get sold something and then you're just left. If you were to do this, you want to know that you have phenomenal products, you have a phenomenal training and support system, you have a phenomenal model to follow, but you also have mentors there that will be helping you. So what's next? Let the person who invited you to this webinar, let them know your thoughts. So you're probably going to be one of 3 things. Number 1, you're ready to join the Vault Partners. You're like, I'm in. And that's probably because you've heard that this might be your second exposure to it. If it's your first exposure, you may say, well, I love everything I've heard so far, but I have a few more questions. And that's completely natural. Please let us know what it is you'd love more information on. It could be the products. It could be the company. It could be like, well, what does the training look like? But make sure you get all your questions answered with us, because that's what we're here to do too. We want you to feel like, wow, this feels really good. I want to jump in. We want to make sure you get everything answered. So let us know. And then number 3, the business side might not be for you right now, but you might want to try the products or the Sexy Fit Nutrition Challenge. And I definitely recommend one of those, because what we find is a lot of people can think, I'm just super busy right now, but I want to try the products. They do the Sexy Fit Nutrition Challenge. They have such great results. They feel so great. They recommend their sister and their mother to do it. And that's the business. When you recommend 2 people, you make a check. So you may even just want to do this as a little business, just recommend a few people, or do it as a huge business. But at least try the products or the Sexy Fit Nutrition Challenge, because from there you can see if you'd want to make it a bigger business. All right, thank you everyone. I know this took a little bit of time, but I so hope it's valuable for you, and I hope there are things that you can do in your life, even if you don't join us. We would love to have you, obviously. We're super excited about Live Well in all these countries and how we get together not only on a daily basis on the forum and help each other, but we see each other 1 to 2 times per year. And it's like a family at this point. So you'll be in really good hands. We'd love to welcome you, but let's make sure we get all of your questions answered. And I hope to see you in person at one of our events. Connect with me on Facebook. I do a lot of other programs that you can connect with me as well, but we would love to have you in Live Well. So have a brilliant evening or morning wherever you are, and I look forward to hopefully meeting you in the near future. Goodbye for now.